What's going on, folks? Hey, I just woke up to a pretty good phone call this morning. So as those of you that watched my most recent hunting video knows that I had a little bit of misfortune this year. Wasn't able to track down that freaking buck, and I was uberly pissed and yeah, not feeling too good about. Ended up tagging it as well. Only had a head to tag though. But in the great state of Idaho, and also in the state of Oregon, it is legal to not harvest, pick up or retrieve or salvage. Yeah, salvage. I don't know. To salvage game that has expired by other means. So yeah, I woke up this morning to a call. My dad happens to work for a place that sees these things happen, or something similar. So yeah, I went and recovered a deer that had been hit by a motor vehicle and was in great shape. It actually hadn't been expired for, I don't know, 30 minutes, which is the most ideal situation. And so it looks like I'm going to end up with some freaking venison this year, which is great. In this case, it's good that animal is not going to be wasted and just rot on the side of the road. So, yeah, I'm kind of not prepared. I brought knives, but I forgot a deer bag. So I'm currently going to get one of those and then off to get her hanging. So I'm thoroughly excited. Yeah, I'm just excited. There's a few things that you got to do to because it is a buck. There's a few things you got to do: fill out paperwork, get in contact with Fish and Game, and go through the proper steps. But the internet states that you have you have 5 days to be in contact with them. And yeah, get a salvage tag written up through the Fish and Game. And so it's Sunday, so I was hoping I could just get it all handled today, but it's Sunday. So yeah, I'm just kind of talking. I'm excited. Gonna have meat in the freezer. it's been a minute since I've done one, so took me a little longer than I thought, but got the little head on him. He's nothing real big, but that don't matter because you don't get to keep that. But yeah, so got them all done. Got them in the old sock. Let them hang here for a couple days, and in the meantime, I'm gonna get the fish and game form for the salvage tag, get that done and filled out. I'll contact them tomorrow on Monday and find out what I gotta do. And yeah, I'm excited though. Good stuff. Yeah, I got what I got back to the house. Got loose meat, hind quarters, front quarters, backstrap and tenderloin, one rib cage because the other was pretty bloodshot from taking a beating. So we're gonna get this cleaned up, packaged, and in the freezer. Keep going. Hey, grab the next one. We're going in for the second grind. Okay, bro. If this is just falling, then get it out and start pushing the next one in there. Grab the whole thing, bro, and just smash it in there. Start squeezing it in with your fingers. Trying to go a little bit faster. I'll be here all day. Okay, yep. When you get done, like all what you have, push it all the way. Yep. Alex is just finishing up. Last little bit. Okay, bro. You gotta move some of that. Last couple pushes. Last one. Scrape all the sides, get it all out. All good? Alright, turn it off. Or that'll turn it off. Yeah, you're all dirty. Alright, Max just did both sets of grinds. Grinded the initial meat through the coarse, and then turned around and did it again through the fine. I wonder how much we got here. My dirty kitchen. I got a little scale here for when I package, so I'm kind of curious how much is on here. I don't know how accurate this will be. All right, stop playing with it, bro. It's not Play-Doh. Okay. God, I can't even read it. Unless this won't read that much, because it is just a table scale. Nope, I don't think it will. Too much poundage. I guess that's a good problem. So, yeah, got that done. Finished cleaning up meat and deboning today. I went and got a vacuum sealer. Not gonna lie, it looks kind of cheesy. Hope it does what I need it to do. But it's not like I'm hard on, I would be hard on it. I don't really have a, well, at the moment I wouldn't be using it too much, once a year. But if it works good, at least I'll have it for other meals and stuff throughout the year. Chicken breast, vegetables, stuff like that. So that'll be nice. So, thanks, Boobies. You like doing that? Mm-hmm. Alright, he's been waiting, so I got up early for me on a day off because I like to sleep in sometimes. And I'm not good at deboning and trimming and stuff, so it's 1. I've been out here since 9 this morning. So, dude, stop touching it. You're losing. So, alright, I'm probably making another little one. Just trying to see how that thing works. So, this is my salvage deer. So, it wasn't a huge deer. It wasn't a big deer. I know I'm not going to end up with a ton of meat, but this is definitely, my freezer is bone dry. John gave me some elk meat from last year, and thank you for that. But yeah, I definitely needed something else. So this is going to be great. Got a couple roasts, got back straps, got a rib cage because the other one was not good. And I've never really messed with rib meat very much, but I've seen some recipes for some deer ribs. Not that there's a lot on it, but it'd be cool to test out and try a recipe for that. So, okay, I'm going to get this all cleaned up and on to the next step. See you there. Well, good night. Would you ever think that just trying to vacuum seal some meat would be such a task? I think I kind of showed off the one that I had earlier, and I messed around with that thing for probably about an hour, and it would vacuum, it would do all that, but it flat would not seal. And this thing brand new right out of the box. I just bought it a couple days ago, so I had to go exchange that, and now I have this, which is already better, bigger. This thing's huge. But yeah, not that y'all don't know what a vacuum sealer does, but God, it is beautiful when the thing works. See, the last one would do this, but as soon as the motor would stop, it wasn't because it wasn't sealing or it wasn't working right. All the air would go back in. I'd open the lid, and it didn't seal. Even you press the button, vacuum and seal, it just flat out wouldn't seal. So we are solid. Big old roast, vacuum sealed, ready for the freezer. This has taken a lot longer than I anticipated. I just about got all the steak meat, shank meat, rib meat, roasts, and steaks done. And then I gotta do all this burger. And I like to do like pound and a half. It just makes it easier to proportion for dinners and stuff, just depending on what you're doing. So I have a little scale for that, and that's the part that takes the longest: measuring, scooping, adding on top of all this. So, but anyway, so much better. This is taking. I was up trimming meat at 9 o'clock this morning. It's 4, and everything was moving good. So that one little hitch kind of screwed me for the day. This is lasting way longer than it was supposed to. But anyway, about done. Feels good to put some meat in the freezer, so we'll see how this goes here. Pretty flat
Easy storage. Good stuff. I cut a whole mess load of them, sealed aside. Hopefully I cut them to a good length. I've got a couple started already.
Well, the best feeling in the world, at least for me, is when you package that last deal of meat. All done. I'm not good at quartering, deboning, and all that process, but I'll tell you what, the way I've done it for years is just wrapping as tight as possible, saran wrap, and then freezer paper. I learned that method from Steve Ranella off of Meat Eater, and it worked fine for me. It worked just fine, but Jesus, it took way too long, and I hate wrapping presents, and that's all that is literally like wrapping presents, except you got to do it twice. You got to wrap everything in saran wrap and then turn around and wrap it again in freezer paper. So I think this is going to be perfect going forward, and something I can use quickly for everyday meals and stuff like that. So it's gonna be freaking awesome. But yeah, just got the last of the burger done. It's roughly 20 pounds in burger. I got 2 roasts, a handful of steaks, shank meat that I plan on trying a Steve Ranella recipe on. Slow cooking, and just they're, you know, everybody that hunts knows the shanks are the worst thing to try to break down, and it's a pain in the A. So yeah, I kind of want to try that, and then I got 2 rib cages. So freezer's definitely going to be a whole heck of a lot less empty than it was. So this is gonna be great, and everything is done. Oh God, been standing up in this kitchen doing this all day. Back is a little tender, so great feeling. So anywho, appreciate you guys. This has been, it's kind of weird that I didn't have this process to do when I came back from my hunt. I just really didn't plan on having any meat this year, so getting that call to have a chance at salvaging a deer that was as fresh as you could possibly find one was a blessing, really. I don't really know if there's any rule on how many you could salvage, and it is definitely one of those things I would want to know that thing is as fresh as possible, because you just never know. So I don't know that I would do it again, unless it worked out the exact same way this did. It's not like I would just go grab a deer, you know. I would have to see the thing get hit or something like that. But yeah, at least this isn't this is being gonna be used. It's not gonna be completely wasted, so that's good. It benefited me beyond belief, so that's great. And really the process of doing it is it's not hard. You just go on to the Fish and Game for whatever state you're in. Well, I don't know, whatever state you're in. Idaho and Oregon both have salvage permits that you can get for game that was hit by a car. Yeah, and you just go on the website, fill it out with your personal information, where the animal was when you recovered it, and then the one thing that I will say that I learned, which I didn't break the rule, thank God, but one thing is you cannot transport the head or the spinal cord of an animal across state line. So I recovered this deer in Oregon, but I live in Idaho. But luckily, like I said, I didn't break any rules. I actually took it to my dad's house and hung it because I don't have a place to hang it. So it worked out. I didn't mean for it to work out as well as it did, but at least now I know. And now, you know, if you didn't know, now you do. Yeah, it's the whole CWD. They're not wanting to transmit something that's potentially in one state to another. So, but yeah, super easy. Within 5 days, you have to surrender the head. Fill out a little tag at a Fish and Game post. A lot of them will either have people in the shop, or the one that I went to, they actually just had like a 5-gallon like burn barrel looking deal with these tags that you'll fill out with some of the information from the permit. The permit you have to submit. You can print it, and you need to print it and keep it with the body, but you're submitting it, so they are already aware that you have it. But it is your responsibility to surrender the head, no matter what it is. Doe, buck. I think it's just deer and elk too. It's not like you can salvage a bear or yeah, I don't know why you would want to, but anyway. Super easy. I mean, I'm making it sound, I'm dragging this out, but really it was incredibly easy. And now I have some meat for the freezer for the family, and that's going to help me immensely on grocery costs. And I just love eating venison anyway. So anyway, I appreciate y'all tagging along. This is kind of a different kind of video. It's not me hunting. It's not taxidermy, skull cleaning, or anything like that, but it was the first time I've ever gone through this process, and I feel very fortunate with how my season went that I was able to get some meat. So appreciate you guys. Have a great night.